During the Revolutionary War, militia commanders issued a plan. The plan was that all men ages 16 to 60 were to fight for them, which was the early sign of the military draft. The idea was that small armies can get bigger with this system. The idea was brought to life during the American Civil War. Both Confederate and Union generals issued a draft. The draft was a system that made simple men into soldiers. The generals thought this was a good idea. However, the U.S. citizens were outraged. They had draft riots, which caused 1,000 recorded deaths. The military draft was brought again in World War I. The U.S. military drafted 10 million men to go to France. Now that's a lot of people. However, most draftees were willing to fight. Unlike the volunteers like today, most draftees ran away and committed suicide. That's just because they weren't willing to fight for the cause. The military draft once again came in World War II. This time, the military ordered 20,000 men a month. The change of order was because the increase of population and the fact that more people volunteered. Most draftees never saw the Pacific battles, though. That's because the Pacific Campaign was made of Marines and the Navy, which were volunteer units. The draftees most likely saw Nazi side of things. During the Korean War, the draft camp again. Over 100,000 men were drafted. Of course, the military draft was issued in the Vietnam War. The harsh times in jungle warfare were hard on the GIs. Most were ambushed, taken, and killed by booby traps. Plus, there were a lot of protesters during this time, so President Lyndon B. Johnson closed the door on Vietnam and the draft. However, the U.S. government made the SSS, or the Selective Service System, just in case we needed a draft. But with the conflict in Iraq and the war on terror, will there be another draft? Only time will tell.